Cloudy world, and everybody right now is talking about this new Kanye and the game collab feature, kind of what's in the mix right now. So we're gonna break down everything going on with this new 50 Cent and Kanye breakdown. So as you guys know, 50 Cent and Kanye have a very long-standing relationship. This has been at least the last 15-20 years. A lot of people don't really know how far they go. Back in the early 2000s, it was really different for the rap landscape. That was an era when there was a lot of physical CDs being sold. It was an entirely different demographic. Artists and rappers really were trying to not only market different, but really push different. And the reason that matters is because there was a point where it was a lot of 50 Cent versus Kanye at the time. That was when, you know, the College Dropout was coming out. Kanye was just getting on his feet. He just had 2 banger albums. People were hearing this Pink Polo engineer that came from Chicago, lived a little bit in Tokyo, had a completely different sound, exposure, experience, and it really elevated how people not only appreciated music, but listened to rap music at the time. And Kanye basically did what was a versus in a way, where they went head to head and said that whoever would be the king of rap at that time would be whoever outsold the other. It was an amazing and very unique marketing scheme, because at that time, a lot of rappers were really not only using the beef kind of to go further. This was when that era was changing from a lot of the 90s street rap, things like that, to getting into more of the grunge, R&B rap era. This is when Lil Wayne was getting experimental with rock music. This is when basically rap was going through an entire evolution, and it wasn't one that was just day by day. It was probably, to me, the longest evolution during that time, because you went from seeing people like Lil Wayne get on rock beats. You went from seeing a lot of these artists that were coming in, you know, B&B. You came from this entirely new sound that was really emerging. And this matters because when they went head to head, 50 Cent sold close to about 500,000, but Kanye sold over 700,000. It was a complete wash, and it signified not only the emergence of, you could call it, you know, this new emergence of rap that wasn't even drill, that wasn't some type of melodic only. It had substance that was different than we knew. Not saying 50 Cent ain't had substance, but I'm saying that this was a different type of music in an entirely different lane that rap as a whole was going through. It really was something that no one knew what would happen next. And I think that's so interesting, because a lot of times in music, we don't really understand what's coming next and how things are going to be going. And I think that that's why things are so interesting right now with what the game has coming out and what he's doing. Because the reason that I brought up 50 Cent is because the game and 50 Cent had a lot of beef for a long time. This was because 50 Cent, as we know, is one of the, in terms of being authentic, one of the realest rappers in terms of his authentic come up, what he went through, his story, his evolution. You could say heavily respected and heavily scrutinized stories and upcomings in rap history. His pivot from being a rapper and getting into trolling, mixing with marketing with vitamin water, making millions off of $100,000 investments. He was going in a completely different route. And when he peeped this man, the game, which had a long-standing history of beefing with and dissing whoever he felt like at the time, which was a really big reason why the game's career fell off during that era, because when you're beefing with everyone from LA to New York to the Midwest to Atlanta, and we gotta remember, during that era, early 2000s, areas like South Florida, you know, Detroit, things like that weren't getting heavy industry push, radio push, mainstream push. So we can't think about a lot of these areas that are making big waves right now, the DMV, things like that, because in this era, it was very hard to even get 1 or 2 artists. You know, we all know about Boosie, but the reason we know about Boosie so much is because him breaking through in his area was very hard for artists that were coming up in these DMV, Louisiana, you know, real rural, not South areas in general, but just rap lanes in general, which weren't being pushed or marketed. This is why it's so important to understand this history, because now we see that the game, who had been beefing with 50 Cent, who had dissed Kanye years and years, they had gotten back together in around 2020. And this was when Kanye was working on his album Donda. As we know, huge album, went mad viral. It's definitely Kanye's in his top 5, just guaranteed in his top 5. It was so important because that was when him and the game clicked back up and made a song, Easy. You know, My Life Was Never Easy. And that song did a lot for the game at that time and pushed him back into those respected circles, because as we know, Kanye is someone else who does not care, who he works with, if he has a sound he's looking for, an idea he's looking for, just something to push the methods forward. The reason where things get so confusing is because there was a verse which spoke on calling, as we already know, Miss Tina, they called her Mungie. Now, I don't really speak on, disses, rap verses, things like that, because the reality is we don't know everything. But when people see a random thing like that, it makes a lot of people feel like y'all are just dissing, disrespecting, our sisters. Now, we don't know their situation. We don't know what they went through. We don't know what they've been on. But a lot of people feel like this is Kanye again, taking a turn that wasn't needed, and again, makes it feel as if what Kanye and the game are trying to work on, it's just being pushed and made into something that it isn't. It takes the art away and just makes it into a meme, a story, just, destroys all of the talent and the hard work and the execution that Kanye and these other engineers and people put in, because the story and the narrative on the song already make people not really want to tap in. And Kanye don't need no success. He's already up there. But again, this is the game who's on this song. This is the game who's being pushed right now. He's using a Kanye beat for the notoriety and the clout to push a new song, which is valid, and that's what an artist should do when they're trying to make, a song. Market, push, get people talking. You out here, sending Tina knows what? Send Shawty that little banana emoji, bro. I'm dying, bro. This man, the game does not care, bro. And I really, really do think this is why everything is so crazy, because we even saw that man Ye posted up today, bro. Kanye is really making it hard to support, bro, because I'm really a Southside boy. Love him to death, love him always, man. But when he's posting stuff like this just to get attention, it really hurts, because I wish that he would always remember just how impactful and integral he is, to where he doesn't need to do these things to get millions upon millions of people to watch, support, and respect his artistry. Maybe at one point when he was really at that time blackballed by that industry, but it just feels as if he's taking these lanes and these routes that really aren't needed, and I feel like really have issues that talk about the overall of rap, where we can't even appreciate a new song or what's going on with it, because it's just so much drama. And I get it, drama sells. Any publicity is good publicity. When you're at a level of macro large number scale to where every single thing is building and building and building, there's not just only things like bots or whatever, but there's millions of people that support, respect, value, and keep putting in time and support into your music. For you to use your fan base in this way, man, I don't know, bro. I just don't know. It just feels as if, real deal, I've seen Kanye's evolution from a different perspective, from someone who grew up in Chicago, who genuinely felt his impact of the soul music, the expression, how it impacted not only the city, but the culture of music. It just really makes you see, like, dang, bro, why are you going out like this, man? Everything is a choice in the world, and I feel like Kanye's made so many dangerous choices that worked out. Now he's just trying to try it, and I feel like, why, bro? But maybe this is because I'm the listener, and that's the point. I'm supposed to find out and learn more. And sometimes we have to see how things play out. And I know how crazy it feels right now to see this play out. I always don't like speaking on people's mental health, because I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what he's going through. I don't know what he's doing in the moment. But Kanye, bro, hey, bro, you don't gotta market your music like this, in my opinion, at least. CLOWDY World, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, what y'all working on, and we go.